America brand, and today we're going to make chicken McNuggets, the true copycat recipe. And I'm going to show you how to make the authentic honey mustard sauce too. I even have that copycat recipe in this video. I have researched and studied this recipe so you can make it simply at home and have it taste from your home kitchen very close to the real McDonald's chicken McNuggets. The ingredients for the recipe are chicken tenders from the grocery store. These chicken tenders are just breast fillets, but a chicken breast would be just fine too. You get to cut it up in the pieces for those nuggets. But if you happen to be able to find the chicken tenders like this, they actually are a little bit different and are more tender than just a big breast would be, and easier to work with. And this is the crunchy batter on the outside. I normally don't do this on my cooking channel. I don't show the labels, but I'm showing the labels because they're just generic stuff from the grocery store. I'm using a just add water pancake mix. You might already have that in your pantry. And breadcrumbs. These are plain. Now the spices on the batter are simply chicken bouillon granules and paprika to give it that color. Now your batter is going to need to adhere to those chicken tenders. So you gotta make an egg wash, and that's made up of eggs and milk. Now these eggs are almost more expensive than that chicken. These eggs are about 50 cents each. Now really, the price of eggs is out of control, but you need eggs in cooking, and you need eggs for this recipe, just saying. And with the milk, makes the egg wash. Now my kids always like the honey mustard with their chicken nuggets. So we're gonna make that with yellow mustard and honey. Easy breezy. And you're gonna need oil for frying. This is corn oil. So to get to the finish line fast, let's start heating up our oil. I'm pouring in 4 cups of corn oil to a pot on the stove. And I'm gonna heat that up on medium high. Whenever you have hot oil on the stove, you gotta babysit it. So don't go take a phone call and get distracted. You need to be right around here with this oil heating up, and keep your kids away from the stove. This is 3/4 pound of the chicken tenders, and there's 4 of them here. This is the size we're aiming for to get to the chicken McNugget, so it's a true copycat. So I am just gonna cut these things up, and to get to that size, these all are gonna shrink when you cook them. Here's 1, 2, and 3. So cut them all up. So it's going to be in those bite-sized pieces. Next, we're going to do the dry ingredients for the crust. I want to give a thank you to my sponsor, which is Craftsy. Little known fact, I used to make cooking videos on Craftsy to teach people how to cook. I'm an OG for Craftsy. Take 1/2 cup of your dry pancake batter, and onto a plate it goes. And 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. In the olden days of my channel, I always had the labels showing so you know what to get at the grocery store. Put this 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs on your plate. But then it became a thing not to show them. I don't know why that happened. I just think it's really practical to know. If you're watching this video, you might be very DIY, learning how to do it yourself. The reason I've always loved Craftsy is because it's an online community that you can join where millions of crafters and makers and DIY people like me find creative inspiration. There's more than 2,000 really exciting classes of all kinds of crafts. I was always that craft girl growing up. I did all these things like crocheting, quilting, and art. And art is something that I learned to do a long time ago, and I even teach it live today. This is a class I have every other Mondays in my hometown of Santa Barbara, California. It's such an exciting class to have, to be so immersed in art, and to share what I love to do with friends of mine that are willing to come and learn from me. But it's very hard to find a real art class, and Craftsy has art and painting, so you can learn at home in your online community. With over 2,000 classes, you can learn about anything you want, including sewing with a machine, with a real expert that teaches you how to make your scene straight. And there's also incredible cooking classes. The camera angles are amazing, much better than I can do. So you really get the details of how to arrive to whatever project you want to do, no matter what your interests are. Craftsy is made for curious people who never want to stop learning and who like learning new things and trying them out. I started learning to do all these DIY crafts when I was around 10 years old, and I had to learn from someone's mom. You might have a teenager that doesn't even know about Craftsy, or you yourself might want to endeavor in a new hobby. You learn directly from experts not just someone you know. So the classes are taught by very experienced and award-winning instructors. And they're sharing their professional techniques so you learn the right way. Even if you know how to do these things, they'll take your skill to the next level with their expertise. And if you watch my channel, you know I love gardening. You can even learn gardening from Craftsy. There's so many classes to choose from, so join. If you click the link below, the first 1,000 people that click that link will get a full premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49 for a full year. The QR code is on this video, and the link to click is right in that description box. Now let's get back to our recipe today. For the trademark flavor of the spice that's on the exterior of your Chicken McNugget, add 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon granules. Now McDonald's has figured out that for food to be appetizing, it should be also attractive. This would be the color of chicken skin that's gotten slightly brown. We are going to mock that color with 1 tablespoon of ground paprika. Paprika does not have that much flavor. It's used mainly in cooking for the color it gives food. If you were to taste it, I don't know, not much there. A little bitter. But in most any spice mix, you're going to see it. It's one of the ingredients. It's one of the main ingredients. It's a little bit peppery as well as bitter, but the color factor is important. Now you want to crack 2 eggs. 1, 2. I always seem to get a little shell. That's why I do these in a different bowl. It just happens. And I know nobody would want that bite. It's too crunchy. We want crunch, but not that much. So we got to pour our eggs into a bowl and break them up and mix them up. And then add 1 cup of milk to make your egg wash. This is a good consistency that's going to hold the batter. And so here's a sequence of events. We're going to take our chicken. It's going to go in the dry mix. It's going to go into our egg wash, back to the dry mix, and into the pot of hot oil. So here we go. For time factor, it's great to do like 3 or 4 at a time. And give it a toss like you're tossing a salad. And into the egg mixture they go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn them, wet them down, and back into the dry mixture, because you want to get them really crusty. Now the first layer got soaked with the pancake batter and the breadcrumbs. We're doing it again because we know they have quite the crust on them. Give them a shake from the sandbox and onto a plate they go. And keep going. Now Chicken McNuggets are kids' favorite meals. This is a quick one to do at your home. Those ingredients are probably already in your pantry. It doesn't take much time at all. And it's super easy. Now let's talk about that honey mustard dipping sauce. McDonald's has put a whole lot of research and development into their honey mustard dipping sauce. This is the color of it into a bowl. So I'm putting 3 quantity into this little bowl. For the copycat, I'm using plain yellow mustard, about 2 tablespoons to 1 tablespoon of honey, and stir it up. Well, I'm going to cure the color right now with a tablespoon of mayonnaise. Stir that in. Well, I think that nailed the color. But what about the taste? Let me try the homemade one. It's so good. Okay, McDonald's trademark honey mustard. It is so darn close, but I must say there's a bit more horseradish in it. So I'm going to add some. This is called atomic. It's extra hot, but only a 1/4 teaspoon. Into the mix it goes. Quality check. That's more like it. Dip done. Time for the fry. We want to test our oil is hot enough. This is my cheat. I put something in it. Oh yeah. It's rising to the top. It's hot enough. Down goes the chicken nuggets. 1, 2, 3. It's pretty hot. You might want to slowly put them in. 4 and 5. The more you put in, the more it's going to bubble up. So don't put too many in at one time. You do not want to overcook them. This will only take about 2 minutes. And you can check it. And that's done already. Look at that color. Batch 1 done. And since this is batch 2, the temperature has gone down a little bit. It'll take a little bit longer for batch 2 to cook. Give it a check and a stir. Give them a check. I think one of the reasons that fast food places are so popular is because to do a whole thing of oil to cook a recipe just seems wasteful for me. Let's face it, frying is a hassle. Batch 2 on the paper towel. Batch 3, 2 and 4. You're dealing with hot oil in your kitchen, which is really a danger. Those fast food places really have it down. So whether you make this recipe, I'm not going to give you a ticket if you don't. Just glad you watched it. Okay, let's take it out. Remember to turn the burner off. Now let's check the inside. Here is the McDonald's Chicken McNugget. And just saying, that's processed chicken. That's not even pure chicken. We all know that. And here is the copycat recipe. Oh yeah, we can see the juice. That looks so much better than dried out processed chicken. We all know things cooked in your own kitchen are healthier and better for you. Well, that's proof. But in the end, it all comes down to taste. Here's the McDonald's Chicken McNugget, and here is a copycat Chicken McNugget. Well, it's a little darker than this. Let's see what they taste like. Always good. Now versus copycat. Oh, let me just break it down for you. The exterior crunch is even better than the McDonald's McNugget. The flavor on the outside tastes the same. I think it has to do with that chicken bouillon. But the chicken inside is incredible. It's juicy. It's tender. It has so much flavor. It is head and shoulders above the McDonald's Chicken McNugget. That's my opinion. Oh, but I'm not kidding you. It is so good. And now let's try the dipping sauce. Here's the McDonald's honey mustard. And here's the copycat honey mustard dipping sauce. A very negligible difference. They taste almost identical. But I know the ingredients of the one I put into mine that I made at home in my own kitchen. I'm Rebecca Brand. Thanks for watching this video, and click the link below for Craftsby for a $1.49 full year premium membership. What a deal. Check them out. I love that company. And I was one of the originals on Craftsby. I'm so proud of that. I hope you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified of my next video, and let's keep making great recipes in life. And today's recipe is a McDonald's Chicken McNuggets copycat, because really, don't we all just love it anyways, even if we buy it from McDonald's? Well, making it homemade is better, tastier, and I'm sure more nutritious. See you next time. Now I'm gonna have lunch, and really, I want the ones I made. And the dip I made. This Mousy is gonna go into the corner. See you next time. Wow, that's so good.